She's recuperating.
Cheesy, cheesy.
Hello, my name is Lola Ray and I'm a part of the Rise Up Africa project, sponsored by MultiChoice and Channel O.
Hey everyone, this is your girl Tiwa Savage.
What's up, it's your boy Davido live in Ghana in the studio.
My name is Michael, aka Sarkodie, aka you know what time it is, aka Money No Be Problem. What else? And I rep West Africa, Ghana to be precise.
Well, my name is Diamond Platinum, all the way from Tanzania.
Cause our land is honey, all the future money and
MultiChoice Africa and all the group companies operating in Africa make a lot of investments into the development of the continent. And through this project, we want to showcase exactly what it is that we're doing, but we also want people to showcase what it is that they're doing on the ground. So it's really an energetic rallying call for Africans to rise and to show how they rise. And we're going to be doing a lot of stories around the great things that people are doing on the ground. We're going to be doing stories on what MultiChoice is doing, what Channel O is doing, what SuperSport is doing, all in an effort to create awareness about the things that are happening around the continent. And this is mainly because we not only want to see people grow through our investments, but I think it's important for other corporates to know exactly what is going on in the continent, and then maybe they can find synergies with other organizations, with NGOs, non-profits, etc., so that they may be able to tap into those resources.
On my end, Channel O belongs to MultiChoice, one of the channels that actually belongs to MultiChoice on the DSTV bouquet. And so obviously being the head of Channel O Africa, it's kind of made sense that we were brought in from a channel perspective to kind of make sure that we got the best African talent that will kind of speak for people around the continent, that people will be able to recognize, to get the best sort of song, the best soundtrack, the best kind of instrumental and all of that, and also to be involved in the whole musical aspect.
The project means a lot to me. First of all, working with all these very talented artists from different backgrounds and from different countries, do you understand? So it does mean a lot. Like Diamond, I know how busy these people are, you understand? And they try as much as possible. They feel and they know the importance of being part of that kind of project.
The music video is really a fun way to launch the project. We wanted something that is quite African. We wanted it to link in with the idea of storytelling, which is what Africa Rising is really about. And we found that music and storytelling are quite sort of African ways of expression. Channel O is one of the group companies operating in Africa. And because they have the expertise and the skills to put a project like this together, we'd approach them and ask them to assist us.
When we first thought about it, when the opportunity came across and MultiChoice was like, look, this is what we want. We want to have a song that's going to be able to translate across the continent, and something that would kind of get people to kind of want to rise up on the inside and be proud of the continent, but also to be like, hey, we can all do better as individuals. The first thing that I thought was, you know what, we need to have something that's going to be a good song. So it was about getting a good song.
Well, I think for us, we've always said that the future of the world is the youth of Africa, and I think a lot of people don't realize the power in that statement, is that we need to start realizing that the next big thing that everybody's looking at is Africa. We're the next America, we're the next big things.
I would say that Africa can rise up if we all come together as one, if we don't discriminate and say, okay, no, I'm Tanzanian, I'm Nigerian, no, I'm South African. If we all come together as one, in unity, we can create that energy that we need to rise up as one.
We have a lot of stuff in Africa, speaking of land, speaking of ocean, speaking of, a lot, oil, speaking of a lot of beautiful things, which is important in the country that we're supposed to have in the continent or something. So I believe if we're going to use them, if we will work hard or something, I think we can rise up.
Africa Rising Up, I think we just have one issue to solve, and that is unity, which we keep preaching. Now we're moving individually, which makes it a bit hard for us, to attain whatever we want to attain.
I want this song to be big. I want the song to be fun. People must dance to it, people must listen to it and hear its message. People must feel the passion the artists feel when they sing the song. And we want the song to be played when Ghana plays against South Africa, or there's the launch of the World Cup in your country and you're sitting at a pub or a club with your friends, and it's something that gets you moving and moved about Africa. We want the song to be used when individuals and companies, do something good for their communities, for their countries, and for their continent. So it's really about pride and rising and being an African, sort of, but quite like in a very fun and not the typical way that I think the world has depicted us, because the song is supposed to show us that we are not the continent of just AIDS and war and bad things and kidnappings, but this is also a continent of hope, and we are rising, and we've shown that we've gone through the worst and come out quite strong, in fact.
Let the world come and taste this beautiful land.
So the way the beat was selected was so interesting, and so what we did is that we kind of like commissioned a company to come in, which was 2020 Media, and simply because they worked with Davido, who is currently probably like one of the biggest artists, if not the top 3 or the biggest artist in Africa. So we got him, we got his producer to get in and be like, look, we need a song that's going to be a hit, it's going to carry a message. So we reached out to Kamal Ajiboye, and then he reached out to Davido's producer, Sheezy, and then Sheezy sent an instrumental, and then we sent it out to the artists. And
I got a mail from MultiChoice to try and put together a song called African Rising for the MultiChoice Foundation. And I was asked to suggest some of the African artists that I think should be on the song and should be produced by who.
When they told me that the song, we're about to make the song, I asked my manager who produced the beat, and he said Sheezy, and of course Sheezy can never go wrong. He's always been consistent. Just like me, when it comes to verses, you can trust me for that. I will always deliver. That's Sheezy as well. So I didn't really have doubts. When I heard it, I was like, oh, of course, this is Sheezy. This is his daily work. This is what he does.
When I heard the beat that Sheezy made, I instantly thought, wow, this is going to be history. This is going to be really, really something special.
I just felt like it was a very good platform for me as a producer, as a music producer, to do something that the entire African continent can get to listen to. And obviously, like, we are different people from different backgrounds, different sounds, So me getting to be on this project was a good opportunity for me as a producer to be able to do something that that involves different cultures, bringing different cultures together on one song.
I got the track, and I really loved it when I heard it. So I just it was easy. I was actually in the studio, the Maven studio, and I was just humming, and other people were humming different things, and they kind of helped me out as well.
The thing about Beat I love, it's more African. I love guitar sometimes. I love danceable song. Though it's a danceable, but it has this feeling. You can feel the beat while you're dancing.
The way that the artist was selected was pretty much, first of all, we wanted to make sure that the artist would be able to be recognizable around the continent. That was, obviously one of the most important things. And also artists that we knew that were able to write pretty well, and also artists that we knew that were, like, genuinely had like an interest and an investment in the continent, which is very important because, you always want to make sure that you have people with the right sort of heart when they're involved in some sort of campaign. And also because what we kind of wanted to do a little bit different was not to have lyrics written and that sort of thing. We wanted each artist and each producer, everybody to contribute what their story was. So, you know, we went back and we thought, okay, who are some of the best writers and best artists and everything. So it was a case of like, okay, so who is everybody talking about, who represents the southern region pretty well. And, you know, Mikasa made sense, you know, in terms of just they bring a nice dance sort of aspect. They bring beautiful soul house music, which is really big around the continent.
I got approached to do the project while I was in London, actually while I was shopping. Okay, let me not lie, I was eating a burger and I got a call from my manager telling me that, oh, you know, Channel O have just emailed us with this amazing opportunity to be a part of basically history, you know, a song to uplift Africa. And when I got the call, I was like, wait, are you sure they called Lulare me and not somebody else? They were like, no, they actually want you on the track. And when I heard the track listing and all the artists are part of it, I was really flabbergasted that they'd call me. I was so honored.
Why did I respond to this project? There are many reasons. First of all, I think it's something very unique that MultiChoice are putting together, and I feel very honored to be part of it because I heard about the other artists that were going to be part of the project, and they're people that I really look up to all across the globe, you know. So when I was approached, it was a win-win situation. There was no way I was going to say no to it.
I've always been wanting to be involved in a project like this. You know, different artists from different countries coming together, making a beautiful, well-composed song for our fans and for Africa. So I had to be involved.
I remember I was at home and I got a call from my manager and he told me that there's African project from MultiChoice Channel. Oh, we need to do a song about Africa or something to talk about our heroes, what we have in Africa, what we, you know, tell people who Africa is and what is in Africa or something. It was all about prouding of being Africa or something like that. I was so excited.
So my manager called me that we just had this mail from Channel O that they wanted to do a song for Africa and they're choosing the best from each country. And I was privileged enough to be the one chosen from Ghana to do the African Rising song, you know, just to uplift Africans and make them know how proud they should be, you know, of where they're coming from. So basically, I just heard it from my manager that I've been chosen to be on this project, and I'm proud to be on it.
Obviously, to have a song that's pretty much going to be the launch pad for this incredible campaign, you know, you wanted to make sure that you could get the best of the best, you know, in terms of artists. So it was about that.
When I heard the lineup on the track, I thought this must be a dream.
Almost each and every day I record all the time, so it was just one of those days. But a bit different because this is the first time I'm actually recording directly with Sheezy, who is like a producer that I really admire a lot.